Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 12, will be 13 next week. And we paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds, and we generally use a hand over hand method, but he is starting to use his own method of he swirls a lot of the background, and then we go back and we paint together. So he's getting there. He's doing a lot more, and makes me happy. Makes me very happy. But I was working on my podcast earlier, and thinking about him being 13, it's just amazing to me. I, you know, I'm sure everybody always is like, I can't believe their child is this age, or growing, or that, or this. But seriously, I'm like, how did the years just, I mean, they're gone. they're like snuck up on me, and here we are. We're at that point. And so I'm just amazed that he is 13, almost. He'll be 13 on the 14th. So here we are. And I'm can you tell I'm a little flabbergasted? I'm thankful, and I'm excited to see where the next year will take us. And when he was younger, that was one of the things that when I found out he had autism, and I kind of knew prior to his official diagnosis, but it was one of the things that I looked a lot at, like taking what he knew and thinking about his age. And honestly, I always said that I couldn't wait until he grew, because I knew that a lot of the answers for us were in the details, were in the fact that he was kind of, I don't know what the right word is, and if the words that are coming don't express exactly what I'm trying to say, like he wasn't able to articulate, he wasn't able to express the things that he needed or wanted. And that was so important to me for him, was being able to give him his voice, that he would be able to share and be able to request the things that he wanted, needed, cared about. And so looking at how far he's come, and looking at the things that he does now and he says now, and he's able to express and communicate what he wants when he wants it, that was such a huge goal for me. Looking back at, I I did many videos over the years about many different subjects, but looking back, and it's I'm trying not to cry right now about it. I'll tell you in a second. I will, I promise. I'm trying not to cry. One of the biggest things for me when he was really young, when he couldn't say his words, when he hardly spoke at all, was worrying about his socks and his shoes. I wanted him to be able to tell me if his socks were bothering him, if I had put them on incorrectly or not in the right manner, in the sense of that his shoe or his sock was in the wrong spot, or cutting him off for any reason, or not comfortable. I mean, there was 1,000 thoughts about one little thing with his shoes and his socks. And so I always wanted to make sure that he was able to know that his socks were going to be okay, that it was going to be okay if it was uncomfortable. And realizing now that a lot of times he doesn't even understand, or it doesn't, I don't even know what the right, again, terminology is, and I live with it every day with him. He puts his shoes in his, most kind of puts his socks on. I have to help him pull them up and get them further up his leg. But his shoes, if he doesn't wear socks, 99.9% of the time, no, it's probably like 75, he puts them on the wrong feet. Like, he will put them on the wrong ones, as he says, and it does not even faze him in the least. And so I'll go back in and I'll try to help him, or I'll, put it on the right foot with him, or explain to him that he's got it. And there are many times that he takes them off and he puts it on exactly the same way. And so I help him a lot of times fix that, get it on the right shoe or right foot, correct foot. But there's a lot of times that I'm like, okay, you know what? He understands, because we've gone through it many, many times, that there's a right foot and a left foot, and that he can put them on many ways, but this is it. This is how you have to do it. And so I look at that, and it's a different process for him. It's a different way for him, that he doesn't necessarily feel it is different, or it's not different to him, or it's not a problem. And honestly, that's brought me a lot of relief over the years, that he's at the point where he can put his shoes on. He knows within terms that this shoe goes on this foot, etc. And he still chooses to put them on the way he puts them on. And it's a processing thing. It's a way that's happening. But at least, again, I know that he understands now what pain is. Like, he tells me in so many ways that he's not feeling well, or that he's going to be sick, or this hurts or that hurts. And so he's getting that. He is understanding that part of it. And so now I know that if he understands that, then he also knows that if his shoe isn't working, or if there's a problem, then he is able to tell me. So as much as I go, okay, that's on the wrong one, that's the wrong foot, I know that he's to the point where he will be able to fix it, or he will be able to tell me that there's a problem with it. And so that is a big relief for this mama. That is a huge, huge step forward for me, because that is telling me that he is okay with how it is. He knows that he can go through and change it or adjust it. He knows that I will help him with something if it needs to be helped. And that kind of gives me a bit of a relief on a lot of this. So I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm accepting, because I was born with a condition called hemihypertrophy, and that means my right side is larger than my left side. And so wearing two different style of socks, one thicker, one thinner, that was something that never bothered me because my left foot was smaller than my right foot. And so it was easier for me to put on different shoes, socks, the whole thing, and not be uncomfortable. So it really isn't something that I find that will be hard on Owen either. It was just something that was very emotional for me because he wasn't able to express when something was hurting or he didn't feel well or when he was younger. And so now that I know he's old enough to get it and deal with it, it's so much more of a relief, even though it still may not necessarily be exactly what I'm thinking or him doing it the way he's doing it, but at least I know that it's okay. And that is a comfort to this mama. So, oh my nose has been driving me crazy. But, so I am getting closer to the single digits for my radiation, and that is that is such a thrill. I'm so happy about that. It won't be much longer. Tomorrow, I have 11 more, and so I'm very, very happy. The radiation part technically isn't hard, but having to go every day, not on weekends, but during the week, go every day, and just it's tiring. It's emotional. It's a lot, and I have other baggage, other emotions tied to this that are like kind of right there that are making it even more I don't know, tiresome. So I'm very much excited that it's getting close. We're on the downward side of it, but the people are amazing. The whole facility, everybody's been amazing. I always sign O for Owen and then LB, but I'm very, very, very thankful for a support there with the staff that is just amazing, and I'm really, really grateful for the experience of that. Even though, like I said, it's hard, but having people with you that support you, that's what it's all about. That makes a huge, huge difference. I keep like deciding I want other little looks to this. It feels uneven sometimes I feel like sometimes I push one side or the other. And so I'm kind of looking at this going, I think I'm going to do just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. There we go. I don't know. It makes, like I said, it makes me feel a little bit when I have to do certain things to make it where I'm happy. All right, there we go. I appreciate each and every one of you being on the journey with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Toodles, toodles.